Hello and welcome to the Lab, a Minecraft podcast. It's Troj, running solo again, and today, well, it's sort of a sad news. Time of listening, it will be December, and that means this is our end of year finale. Who can believe that it's December already? I certainly can't. It just feels like yesterday we were doing this is what we hope to achieve in 2025 for the Lab, the Minecraft podcast. And I'm happy to sort of report that we sort of achieved a lot of our goals. You know, we set out at the start of the year to go weekly, to get more guests on. And, you know, we certainly did. We had some amazing guests this year, such as Logical Geek Boy, Jake Kelton Crafts, Lena Hun, just to name a few. It's been quite the year. But as we wind down to the end of 2025, you know, life is getting busy. I've bought a second business that I'm getting set up and to run. Miner is really just getting hammered by real life things and real life situations. And it's just been harder and harder and harder the last few weeks to really try and coordinate a time where it actually both suits us both. So that's why we've not been together too much. And Miner taking a break from content until next year as a whole. So we wish him well with his journey to rediscover the love and passion for content creation. What does this all mean for the lab? Well, we don't know just quite yet. We do know that this will be the end of year finale. We know that. Will the lab be back next year? Yes. That is the short answer. What it's going to look like, we don't quite know. We've had some preliminary talks about various things and various ideas. But one thing we know for certain, there will be change. We just can't keep up the same schedule anymore because of life. So what that looks like, we don't know. But we'll keep you guys updated as we go. But on behalf of Miner and myself, we do want to give a really big thank you to each and every one of you that listen, that tune in, week out, or if you don't listen every single week, that you listen to the odd one here and there. We do very much thank you. If you've got any thoughts or feedback on things you'd like to see us achieve in 2026 or ideas or whatnot, feel free to drop us an email at the email address featured below in the show notes. And yeah, it would be amazing to get some ideas and some feedback from you guys on what you'd like to see in the lab next year. But to wrap up 2025, I can't believe I'm saying that again already. I thought what I would do, even though I'm by myself, is we would take a look at feedback since the last feedback episode, because there's been a bit. There has been a bit. And we're going to go back to an episode that we did a couple of months ago about Minecraft clickbait and truth versus hype. We had a couple of comments there. The first one from Dan. Wattles, along with others like It's J Heath, I hope I said that right, have been attempting to clickbait all their fans on fake update news by using Minecraft mods as an excuse to avoid major leaks from developers at Mojang and Microsoft. Yeah, I think it's a lot to do with like the algorithm though, and the clickbait is being clickbaited, so they get the click, they get the traction. So like if you look at Wattles as an example, he started out as a Let's Player and tutorial, very, very similar to like what Pixel Riffs had done and does do very well. And then he migrated to clickbait basically because, well, it worked and generated him a lot quicker growth. So I get why the creators do it. But then it sort of follows into what Devara, hello Devara, has said. And once again, Devara has led out with a thesis, but I'm just going to read the first bit. If you want to read her full comment, I do suggest you do. They're always really well thought out. But as Devara said, while I like the content of, hey, this is what's in the snapshots at present, like with a Zoom Avoid, where he shows what all has happened in the snapshot updates and clearly states in the video that these things could change, the ones that I see that say this is how it is or this is what we're getting before the full release and before Mojang has made any statements, like Wattles, I tend to take with at least a full salt shaker of salt. And I think that is a really, really key part of that. But we did get an email about this one from Owen. Hello, Owen. How you doing? And it was about the clickbait. And it was a really, really good point, I thought. On the latest podcast where you're talking about clickbait, if you think about it, like around 53% of Minecraft players are children. So when they see these things not get added, they stop playing. So they lose. So they stop playing, and eventually maybe even employees. And I think it's half the reason the game's been falling off. I guess what Alan's trying to say there is, the people get, and we sort of raise this in the podcast as well. People get the expectation in there that this is what's coming because this big content creator has said so, and it sets a false platform, a false, a false expectation of what's going to happen. And when it doesn't, it feeds into that whole, oh, but Mojang lied to us sort of thing. So I think it's a really fair point, and maybe some of the bigger creators, maybe should stop thinking of their own click-through rate and maybe think about the damage they might be doing longer term. But thank you all for the feedback on that one. Owen again piped up when we did our live reaction to Minecraft Live. And it was about the end update, because we were saying we wanted an end update. And Owen said, honestly, a big chunk of players don't even end up in the end. So I see why they're not so fast to update it. Yes, correct. And, when you look at, and we've said this a few times, when you look at 1.16 update, which was the Nether update, they came out and said, most people didn't go into the Nether or didn't feel the need to or didn't want to. And they gave a reason to go into the Nether. With the end, I think there's 2 points to it. The first point is there's a lot of people that don't, because they don't see the point. They don't see the need to. Shulker boxes are really amazing things, but do you need it to play Minecraft? No, there are ways to do it without it. If you need to move masses of resources around or for builds and whatnot, they are, definitely needed. And obviously Elytra, that's how you get the Elytra as well, which, is sort of also a really must-have in late game, we should say, late game. But yeah, so some people don't see there's a reason, but also when people go into the end, they end bust. And because end busting is such a laborious task, you might be hours just trying to find a city. The stats would show that the people that do go into the end go in there for a long time. So you've sort of got the two extremes. So that's probably why we're on the back burner for an end update. But for those of us that do play in the end, oh man, it really, really does need one. Then we had the episode where I went to PAX for my first time in Melbourne, Australia. And can I say, what an absolute experience that was. All around the clock, from PAX, out of PAX, people you meet, the people you get to know. Just what an experience. If you've never been, I do suggest you do go. But we got a lot of feedback on there because it was a long episode. It was a monster. It was a 48-minute episode, and that was cut down, might I add. And basically in that episode, I ran around for 3 days just talking to people and networking and interviewing them for the podcast. And we had some amazing ones, including Richard Thornton and the absolute amazing Pearlescent Moon, giving us 10 minutes of her time. Greatly, greatly appreciated. But the comments there was from Mummy Sparklecraft. Thanks, Troj. Next year we'll have to stay all weekend and look closely at the different meetups that have been arranged. Maybe we can make our own Minecrafters meetup. There is a Minecrafter meetup usually organised by my good friend Just Ash. That was held on the Friday this year, and there was a ton of people at that. Slinging Sharks, thanks for taking the time out of the fun of PAX to do all these interviews. It was so great to be able to see everyone and kind of feel like we were there with you. It was amazing to see all the amazing Aussie and non-Aussie creators off stream and learn more about them. Amazing episode, Troj. Thank you. Thanks, Sling. It was important to note I had fun doing that. But I think it was on the Saturday of PAX, I worked out that apart from about a 10-minute sit down, I didn't sit down once the whole time I was at PAX. My legs were killing me come Saturday night. It was amazing. But, there was so many interviews, so much getting around. And I think a few of the other Interrealms players that were there, they were shocked that I was just never around because I was just getting around talking to people. And I think I would do it a little bit differently next year. I think I would, because I didn't get to see many of the displays or the exhibits or talk to people. I was really talking to content creators. So I'll probably do it a little bit differently next year. From Flosty, thanks for getting me on. No problems. From Sim, holy, so many interviews. PAX was so much fun. 3-day pass is definitely worth it. If only so you can properly take your time between trying out some games, watching some panels, and of course, meeting those amazing people you end up talking to online daily. What a great experience. Yes. Pretty much. pretty much, it was yeah, I would not go for less than the 3 days. If you just go and you look at just the exhibits and that's all you do, yeah, probably 1 day, but there's so much more. There's meetups, there's panels, there's people you talk to. You can sit down and play games and learn new games and try new stuff. There's so much to do for the 3 days. It's absolutely huge. Nordic Viking, a tip for organics that I find helpful is draw on checkered paper. Oh, this is okay. This is talking about Pearl and I in her section. We were talking about organic builds. Then highlight the blocks that follow the line. Even if the line crosses half a block, that is a slab. If it crosses a diagonal, that is a stair. I love Pearl. She is such an inspiration. I agree. PAX is new to my ears. I am from Sweden. I've heard about it through Pearl, being a fan of her and Hermitcraft. TwitchCon I have heard about from everywhere, but not PAX. Someday I might visit. It is a bit of a travel, though. There are PAX other places in the world, like I know there's a couple in America. But obviously we had one of our American interims and her husband come over, which is a Timid Terry, who was the next comment. One of the best parts of this video is seeing all the cosplayers go by in the background. Nice work on all the interviews, Troj. Cosplay is such a big thing of PAX. Definitely everywhere. That video title is double clickbait, says Akaluta. 2 fantastic reasons to click and watch it. Also, I wanted to say hi from Bulgaria. I'm so jealous for events like this. Hello to Bulgaria. Yes, and obviously the 2 fantastic reasons to click and watch was for Richard Thornton and obviously the amazing Pearlescent Moon. From Lil Big Xenon, big Pearl fan here, and I don't think you intended this at all by the listeners and the watchers. Come on, it's too perfect. I know it's a podcast, but those who know. I don't know, but if you're listening, yeah. And a random Pearl appears from Badger. Yes. For 2 to 3 days, we were all waiting to wonder whether Pearl would show up, and she'd put on her Twitter on the Sunday, the final day of PAX, that she would be doing a meetup in the afternoon, but she forgot to update it. And I just finished talking to Richard Thornton, and we were with Richard for about a good half hour, 45 minutes or so, outside of what you saw in the interview. And I got a message from a friend saying, from Bowsy, saying that, Pearl's outside meeting people. So we joined the line and got to speak to her for maybe about 10 minutes or so. And then I asked, could we do the podcast recording for like 5 minutes? And the initial reaction that I got, I was thinking, oh no, she's going to say no. I totally understand that. And I was all prepared to say, oh, that's fine. I totally understand. But the next sentence that came out of her mouth was, I would love to, but I'm going to be awful at it. So I misread her reaction, and I was just like, whoa, she's actually going to be on the podcast. This is amazing. But no, Pearl, if you are listening to this, thank you so much for giving me the time to feature on the podcast, and love to see you again on it sometime. From Beth Barton, I missed the pinball machines too. I walked past them that many times. I didn't get to have a go, but that next year, that's the goal. The Otter General, hope you had fun, Troj. I think it's pretty obvious that I did. Love to see all the Interrealmers at PAX. Next year might be more. We'll have to find out. So that was PAX. That was such an experience. And spending that whole weekend recording. And obviously, big thanks to my son DTG for doing a lot of the camera work there for me on that. That was greatly appreciated. And if you did hold the camera for me or the phone at any time during that, thank you so much. Moving on, then we had a special guest. We had Lena Hunt on, a good friend of mine, for talking about Minecraft events and creator worlds. Lena, this was so much fun. Thank you for allowing me to be a guest on your podcast. Absolutely loved having you on, Lena. Hopefully we can do it again. And that bike guy, Lena is definitely an awesome streamer. Always look forward to her streams and whatnot. 100% agree. And it was a good. I did have a private comment made to me that, there was nothing in there about running events or whatnot. And it's like, well, actually, this episode wasn't geared towards this is how you run events. It was geared towards maybe the smaller content creators out there, or the listeners, or those that play Minecraft that see some of the bigger creators get into events like One Shot or 9 Lives or things like that, and don't know quite how to do it. So it was from the perspective of, Lena's event is 9 Lives, which is one of the 2 big ones, and for Twitch streamers. So it was an opportunity to explain this is what Lena looks for and how she finds out people that are interested in playing in her event. So I thought it'd be a valuable one from there. Now, speaking of events, I actually have started up another community. Yes, Troj, you've just been talking about how life is getting busy for you and you go and start another project. Yes, I understand. I hear you. I understand what you're saying. But it's called Beyond Blocks. And if you look it up on Twitter or on Blue Sky, Beyond Blocks SMP, you will find it. Now, what is it? It is an opportunity for smaller and up-and-coming content creators to come together and have the ability to network together. Now, we're coming towards, we're halfway through, I should say, at the time of listening to this, at the time of recording, halfway through our first trial event that we're doing as a community, and we're playing Impossible Minecraft. And it has been a heap of fun so far for everyone. So many laughs, so many surprises yet to come for the players. Mwahaha. And, it's just been a really good opportunity that we bought all these, I think when we started, we had 40. We're up to about 70 or 65 on the Discord at the moment. All these content creators from different communities, from different parts of the world, different backgrounds all together that, for the most part, didn't know each other, and gave them an opportunity to network and get to meet new friends. And it's been absolutely amazing. Now, at the moment, we've got it closed to new creators, but as soon as Impossible Minecraft is finished, we are going to open up applications to join Beyond Blocks SMP. It's not something that's going to be going on all the time. How it's designed to work really is we're going to probably run 2 month-long servers a year, and we'll decide when. And you play when and if you want to. If you don't think that a certain style or certain gameplay is going to suit you, then sit out and let someone else have a go at that one. Or if you want to sign up for it, you can sign up and play. That's the way it's intended to work. But we also might do little one things here and occasionally. Like we're talking about in the new year for New Year's, maybe doing like a Minecraft bingo one night event. So there's a lot of opportunity there to get involved. So I will try and remember to leave a link to the Beyond Blocks Discord down below. But if you are listening and you think that might be interesting, go to Twitter X or Blue Sky and search up Beyond Blocks SMP, and you'll find the details on how to find the Discord there. And then moving towards the final bit of feedback on the episodes, we had our Minecraft Let's Plays over. And we had a comment there from Richard Cross. I miss the old school Let's Plays. I can't get invested in Hermitcraft because it could turn out to be a waste of my time when it could end at any time. Also, from Richard, and I find the new age Let's Plays are way too edited and they just feel like extra long shorts. Seeing more makes me feel more involved. We won't read the last of the part of that, but yes, I sort of agree. Like some of the Let's Plays these days, it's hard for me to get into because they do feel over-edited and too fast and obviously appealing to a very different demographic than what I am. I like the slower pace one as well, but unfortunately the algorithm doesn't seem to push them too much, which is a shame because I do know a lot of people enjoy it. Now, to wrap up our feedback section here, we did find that there was a heap of external reviews that were being left on the podcast. Now, don't forget, if you are listening, please, whether it's on Spotify or Apple or wherever it is, please drop down, leave a 5-star rating. We would really appreciate it, and it'll give us some motivation to really come back strong in the new year. But we found that there were some reviews that we hadn't seen or hadn't noticed. So we're going to go through them now. Tiny Game Guy. It's a great podcast to listen to. Lasagna Garth. I like your Minecraft podcast. Mantis Man. It's a great pod. And for the record, I'm Australian, not British. What else we got here? We had one that was from Red Pixel. Not a fan of Miner's take on Mojang's lack of focus. What he's not realizing is Minecraft Legends and Dungeons didn't shut down. They're still games you can buy and play today and still make Mojang money. I think that's what he's not getting, is Mojang's plan isn't to keep every game they make forever updated. Minecraft is a very unique game in that sense. Minecraft Earth is the only exception to that, and it was purely due to unfortunate release timing, winter, COVID, etc. They made Dungeons, got it to a great game, and then moved their resources to other things. That doesn't mean it was a flop. That just means they stopped adding to it. Honestly, I can't think of anything they could add to it. It's a very complete game, but that's just my opinion. Red Pixel, I tend to agree with you on that. And that's the thing. Miner and I don't always agree. It just is what it is. Seek Fan, you guys are the best. Dude, I literally listened to the recent episodes first before the ones in the past. Update. Dude, you guys are hilarious. Update 2. You guys should make episodes about things that came out. And we do when we have some thoughts on them. From Owen again. Owen, hello again. My review. I had no idea who these guys are. And I listen to one podcast now. I can't stop listening to them. And Owen, you're becoming one of those regulars, we can tell, because the feedback continues to come through. Welcome in. We appreciate you. And a different Owen. What about the glitch where you can't place a block till you drop the whole stack on Nintendo Switch? As neither Miner nor I play the Nintendo Switch, you'll have to let us know more about that. Well, folks, what a year. What a year it's been. You know, we've had our biggest year yet when it comes to the Lab podcast in terms of the sheer number of listens that come through. Now, I know if you're looking at the YouTube stats, you're going, oh, the views aren't that good. Again, we put it on YouTube because we can, not because it's a focus. We look more at the podcasting side of it, you know, which is, your Spotify, your Apple Podcasts, those sort of things. So if you do listen on those platforms, thank you so much. We appreciate you. And the every day there's downloads of our episodes. We honestly can't believe it. Not only this year, a couple of other little achievements that we made. We became the number 2, according to Good Pods, the number 2 Minecraft podcast, which is just behind Spawn Chunks, which is absolutely mind-blowing to us. But also, we are currently the number 3 in the top 100 Minecraft podcasts of all time. That's amazing. And we couldn't have got to this point without you guys, our wonderful listeners, our wonderful patrons. I know we've been a little bit behind the ball on the pre-show stuff. It's something that we're going to look at for next year. Some extra bonuses for you guys, but we do appreciate the support that you guys give there. What else did we achieve? We achieved 100 subscribers on the YouTube channel. Again, YouTube's not our huge focus. We put it on there because we can. But it's been absolutely amazing to see that actually hitting the triple figures. But also, obviously, we did do the Hot Ones Challenge because we passed 100 episodes. Not something I'm in any rush to do again, but it was a lot of fun. And I think the community enjoyed seeing us put ourselves through that sort of torture, even though you didn't all get to see the torture for Troj the next morning. Yes. But anyway, that's a wrap, folks. That is a wrap on 2025. That is a wrap on Season 4 of The Lab, a Minecraft podcast. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope I've hit record because I've been doing this solo, so hopefully it's recorded well for me. We'll get the episode out. We're going to take December off. We'll be back in January. How it looks like and how it feels and whatnot, we don't know. But we'll be back, I'm sure. Hopefully Miner will be back, because I can't keep doing this by myself. But anyway, folks, again, thank you for the support. We hope you have a very blessed and wonderful Christmas or holiday period or whatever it is for you. Make sure you spend some time with your family and your loved ones. Let them know that you love them. Give them a big, tight squeeze, a big, tight hug. And from behalf of Minor Thoughts and myself, The1Troj, well, we will see you in 2026. Farewell.
This has been a production of the Inner Realms Podcast Network. For more information, go to podcast.innerrealmssmp.com. You can see the full link in the description of this episode. Thank you for listening.